Hi guys, and welcome to today's summary of newly launched perfumes from niche and indie brands. Of course, I've been reviewing new perfumes throughout the year, but recently I received so many new fragrances that I decided to put them in one video. So today you can expect 10 mini reviews, and if you like to find out about new perfumes and new brands and you want to keep on doing that, make sure to subscribe to my channel and of course ring that bell to be updated about my new videos, and like this one in the end, and please comment below which of these 10 perfumes that you will find out in today's video interests you the most, or if you have a favorite perfume that was launched in 2019 from niche or indie brand, please let us know what that is too in the comments. And with that being said, let's get started talking about new stuff. So the first fragrance on this list is such a cutie, and that is Ballerina number 5 by Leprechauns Rosine, which is a niche perfume brand from France, and they have this Ballerina collection that consists out of 5 perfumes, and I actually have Ballerina number 4, which was inspired by White Swan. They have a black swan and one very innocent ballerina perfume and another one more voluptuous and rich, and the 5th one, the anniversary one, is so pretty and beautiful, and I was so excited to receive it for a review. This is the beautiful box that it comes in, and this color, this matte flacon and this beautiful tutu, oh my goodness, so beautiful. And the fragrance itself is a very rich and voluptuous blend of citrusy and juicy fruity notes. Roses, of course, rose is a signature note for Leprechauns Rosine, and intense intoxicating musk, and I think it's actually very mass appealing perfume, and it will be gorgeous on every lady. It's warm, it's beautifully floral, but at the same time it's very juicy. These are very juicy and super sweet flowers, and once again that musk is very strong in there. So I will definitely review it in a separate video, but I just wanted to tell you that if some of you ladies like perfumes like C by Armani or Narciso Rodriguez musky perfumes, and you want a mix of those, you'll find it in this one, but even more beautiful. And this bottle though, oh, doesn't it call your name? I think this would be such a pretty gift for your lady on Christmas, or just like in general. Every lady will love such a bottle. And with that, we are moving on to the American indie brand that is called January Scent Project, and they launched new perfume Serene, which should be an incense fragrance, but this is not a typical incense perfume. Normally I associate full-on incensey perfumes with church just because they smell religious, like burnt incense and stuff, and this one is absolutely not like that. Well, first of all, it's very sweet, and sweetness is not necessarily one of the main characteristics of incense. Second thing, it smells quite dirty and naughty thanks to Nargamotha, I believe, which is this a bit dirty herbal note. We have signature January Scent Project smoke in here and flowers. So for the Marigold Accord, Josh Beeble, who is the owner and the nose behind this brand, he used different ingredients to construct that accord, and for that he worked with targetes, with calendula, with a popanax, mint, sweet musk, and even a white champaca leaf. So the result is something absolutely mind-blowing, because if you smell this perfume, you'll definitely be like, wow, what is this? Because, you know, there's absolutely nothing like it out there. I can't compare it to any other perfume, and even though it smells smoky but not overly incensey, it also smells of flowers, but not of feminine, sweet or romantic flowers. It smells of healthy flowers, just like calendula and targe. So I think if you're looking for a very interesting perfume and you're interested in indie perfumery, I would highly recommend you to look into January Scent Project line. And by the way, I have a full interview with John Beeble, which is very inspiring and interesting, and he's a very talented self-taught perfumer, and I've already reviewed all his perfumes, and in my opinion Serene is something extraordinary that he added to his range, just because I want to point out its longevity and projection, because this right here is one of the strongest perfumes in my collection, and I like to spray it on the sofa and my carpet. I know, I'm very strange. I love to scent my furniture. Let me know if you do that too. And then my home smells so beautiful for weeks. And he pays a lot of attention to the details. He's an artist and he likes beautiful visuals. So this is, by the way, the box that Serene comes in, and I just really wanted to mention it in this video because in my opinion this is one of the most interesting perfume releases of the year that I've smelled. And if you have any experience with the brands and perfumes that I mentioned in today's video, go ahead and share your experience and thoughts in the comments. And we are moving on to another very exciting launch from one of my most favorite niche indie and natural brands, Providence Perfume & Co. And they came out with Drunk on the Moon perfume, and I just love this name because you might know that I adore boozy perfumes, and this is sort of an alcoholic scent, but it's not overly heady and stuff. It smells very warm. It's definitely a voluptuous blend of buttery tuberose, which is not right in your face. Actually, I would say it is rather about exotic resins and dry fruits like peach, because peach is so obvious in the opening, but then that fruity boozy notes, they mellow into buttery sandalwood and that tropical, exotic, but not too daring and not too obvious tuberose. I just think that tuberose is really in the background, and it's interesting how not dominating it is in here. And I would say that if you love something peachy, if you love something sandalwoody, and if you love something that will smell like dry fruits but not dusty, because normally I associate dry things with dust, but this is actually quite juicy and even tart. So yeah, I mean, like, if you love natural perfumes, Drunk on the Moon is one of the best options I can recommend you, because it is so warm and attractive, and it just smells like peachy alcohol, which, you know, is quite delicious for cold and unpleasant weather. Okay guys, so this next perfume is not even out yet, so you're getting a preview right here. And this is first flanker of Sea Salt perfume by Perfumes, and this one is called Tar. And I have a review on the original Sea Salt, which to me smells like anti-gourmand perfume, because even though there is chocolate and coffee beans and beautiful immortelle flower, which is spicy, and sea salt and amber, it's not necessarily very foody. It's atmospheric. It has that oriental vibe and sea salt breeze in there. And this one, the Tar one, it's not too smoky, which I expected it to be, and I actually prefer it over the original one. I would say it leans towards masculine, but nothing too crazy that a woman couldn't pull off. And I know that Sven has a very special limited offering going on, that if you order a full-size bottle of our award-winning perfume Powder and Dust, you will get a travel spray of Powder and Dust, another travel spray of any perfume of your choice, and additional sample of brand new Sea Salt and Tar. So I think if you've been wanting to explore SP Parfums range, or you've been interested in our Powder and Dust fragrance, I think this is the best time to get it, because you'll get so many perfumes for free, and that offer is valid till the 20th of December, I believe. And of course, I will leave all the links to the official websites of these brands in the description box so you can check them out. Now guys, I'm really excited to present you one of the best indie brands I discovered this year, quite surprisingly, and I didn't expect to test perfumes from Serbia. But you guys, when I saw the notes of 3 perfumes, I was so curious about them, and I want to create a whole video about them. And actually these are so good that I am dreaming about adding each fragrance to my collection at some point for the next year. But here is a little overview. So there is perfume that's called Bali Fleur, and in here we have very exotic notes of gardenia flower and champaka. There are different milky notes of tuberose, jasmine and coconut, so it smells quite lactonic and sweet, but at the same time there is myrrh, there is patchouli, there is musk, sandalwood and resins in the end. So what I personally love about this perfume and why I want to get it so much is, first thing, it smells very seamless. So this is a timeless perfume in my opinion that reminds me of some classics, but also it smells quite playful, daring, also voluptuous, bold, and really like bouquet of tropical flowers, and you have a feeling that you are on an island when you have it on, but at the same time it smells so innocent, elegant, quite musky and clean, like your second skin. And I've never tried a perfume that will smell innocent and clean and voluptuous and provoking at the same time. That's why I think this is perfume that will be appreciated by ladies with a really exquisite taste. And 2 other ones are quite polarizing. One of them is called Sun Embrace, which is, oh, I love this one. In my opinion, this is more on the warm side, which is more appropriate for colder weather. In here we have a bunch of different fruits like peach and apricots, different spicy notes of cardamom, different variations of pepper, flowers, but most unusual notes that I think are here are hyssop flower, blackthorn and wheat accord, and there is even a walnut, which is so strange and cool. And this perfume smells like perfume, like I can't describe it, I can't break it down into the notes, which I enjoy. And this perfume is just like what I love, like that kind of sense, what I love. So my name is written all over this one, and I really want a bottle of it because this is probably my favorite. But this third one is quite interesting too, and it will be something for those who prefer rainy scents, because it's called After the Rain, and it smells exactly like after the rain. Everything is wet, it is very watery, all the flowers, all the greenery, everything is wet. In here we have some citruses, we have sharp note of tomato leaf, once again that wheat note, chamomile, lotus, and lots of water in here, and ozonic air. So it smells very clean, fresh, just like After the Rain, and I highly recommend you to check out this brand if you're in Europe or you can get samples. Definitely do, because you will be blown away. And what I love the most about them is, despite they seem so creative and notes are like, oh my god, they smell like high-end luxurious perfumes. So yeah, very interesting and intriguing brand to discover. Okay, this next perfume is something that you guys asked me about, and I got a preview of it. You can tell how the sample looks, and this is Telegrama, that was just recently launched by Imaginary Authors. And you guys know that Imaginary Authors is one of my most favorite indie brands from USA, and I love, absolutely love, that scents reflect the concept of this brand, because there are some imaginary notes in the Imaginary Authors line and perfumes, but somehow when you're like looking to the notes, you're like, what? There is nothing like it, like in the like materials of perfumes that would smell like paper, for example, or some other strange things like First Kiss, but then you smell the perfume and you get the whole vibe of the fragrance and what it should represent. So Telegramma to me personally smells like when back in the days people didn't have internet, no cell phones, so they used to send telegrammas so they can be updated and connected with each other. And I imagine some wealthy men and women who travel on business trips by the train. They're just receiving some mail and they write a lot of letters, so it smells quite papery. There is actually a paper note in here, which, believe it or not, but I smell it here, but the main star is not the paper but the lavender. And as a person who is not crazy about lavender, in my opinion, this is so wearable and actually cool and pleasant, because it doesn't give me too much of a barbershop vibe, which I'm not against, but it's not necessarily a perfume that I'm going for. And in here the lavender is quite woody, it's quite papery, and it is even a little bit powdery, because in here we have note of talc, which is one of the most prominent notes in here. Vanilla is not too sweet. This is still a fresh lavender, but I like how papery and once again powdery it is. You know that I love powdery, that's why I love this one, and I'm looking for a bottle to make a full review on it. So let me know, what do you think about Telegramma and how it sounds? Would you like me to review it? But now let me tell you about newest launch from my favorite DSH, which is her last heirloom elixir number 9 for this year. It is called Leprechauns, and it is a vintage inspired perfume with luscious fruits, with lots of spices, resins, and even some alcoholic booziness. And I know that Dawn has a limited offer going on of a discovery set of all her limited edition heirloom elixirs of the year, and I'm really thinking about getting it, even though I got a few limited editions throughout the year that she presented blindly. I bought them, but I don't have Leprechauns and I don't want to get a full bottle, but I would love a travel spray of this extremely spicy alcoholic scent that smells extremely elegant and is just perfect for the holidays when we want to smell bold and a bit like glamorous and stuff like that. And that's exactly how this perfume smells. It's very spicy, it's very like like delicious scent. And I think that if you love DSH, or you are just looking for a great spicy or just glamorous perfume for Christmas time, you can give it a shot. And yeah, Leprechauns is something that smells vintage and something that smells quite powerful and interesting, very creative. Definitely not for everybody, but for those who prefer spicy vintage perfumes. Next one, and the last one, you guys, is, I don't know if this is a limited edition. I know it's available on the website. It's Kiss Me Quickly by 4160 Tuesdays, and Sarah McCartney from this house actually rocked my world. This year I fell in love with so many of her perfumes. I ordered so many. I rediscovered some of her older perfumes and blind bought a lot of new stuff, and she is on fire, dear ladies and gentlemen. And Kiss Me Quickly was a perfume that I had a sample of, and even though it was created for some poker event, and I love to play poker, I'm quite good at it, I bet you didn't know that, but it was inspired by late nights at the fun fair. And even though there is maple, apple note in here, candy floss, something like sweet oily tobacco and stuff like that, to me, I already, like, that might sound very strange. I'm sure you've never heard any reviewer or person comparing perfume to some sour pickles. Did you? Yeah, right. That's exactly what I smell in the opening. It smells sour, sweet, and exactly like pickles. Like, I mean, so delicious. And don't get me wrong, it smells very like, oh, mouth-watering, and I actually associate it with my childhood, because in Ukraine, where I'm from, people eat these sour sweet pickles in the winter a lot, and it smells of my grandma. I love it. I love to wear it. It's super fun, and if I could, I would buy a 100 ml bottle of that fragrance for my grandmother, but I have a travel spray that I enjoy myself. And that, my dear friends, completes this video, which I hope you enjoyed watching and you learned about a bunch of creative, interesting, extraordinary, not boring but super fun perfumes. And please don't forget to comment below which of these were new to you, which of these you were glad or exciting to learn about, and maybe which of these you will try. Please let me know all of that or anything else you want me to know in the comments. I'm looking forward to chat with you as always, and thank you so much for watching this video, and please like it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more exciting videos that are coming next and this week. And with that being said, stay tuned, smell good. We'll see each other next one. Bye guys.